I'm Taylor Gilbert.
I'm Sam Anderson.
And this is the Road Theatre Company. In 1991, a group of very talented directors, designers, and actors came together to create the Road Theatre Company. And we've been producing new works for almost 30 years, primarily West Coast, Los Angeles premieres.
I think the thing we're also excited about is the success that we've had with emerging as well as very well-known playwrights who feel very safe here with the most dangerous of their works because they know that we're going to take care of them as well as provide a great experience for our audience.
We like something that will make the audience walk away and think and have a conversation.
And our audiences have come to expect that, appreciate it, and even love it. That it's a great place to stay and have a conversation afterwards about what you saw. Disagreements abound frequently, which is great. It's exactly what we want. But what they get each time they come is a brand new experience that's as good as it gets.
We're a company of about 160 people. Talented actors, directors, designers, producers, all committed to this particular process of taking a new play with a playwright and shepherding it from the beginning through to a production, and hopefully to some life after that.
We all came together with the same mission of an ensemble. And what we found over the years is because of that, it draws the best, the cream of the crop. Our actors, it's an amazing pool of people, and it started right from the beginning.
Included in the makeup of our people are very young, talented actors who are right out of theater schools to very, very experienced actors who have tons of credits in all of the various media who just love to work here and want to do the kind of work that we do. The material is new and it's top-notch, and so are the writers. The directors we get are spectacular. The production values at the Road are very atypical of the smaller black box theaters in Los Angeles. And people who come here are continually surprised at how the space itself is transformed from show to show. Do you feel like you're walking into a different building every time you come to see something? We have a lot of designers, but our resident designers are the best in the city. And in fact, the LA Times has said that those values rival anything on the larger theaters anywhere. And we tend to agree.
I think what's unique about the Road is that we have consistently produced new works for over 29 years now and have garnered over 200 awards.
And one of the local critics, very aptly I think, called the theater one of LA's greatest living treasures for that very reason. And that we're very proud of and continue to try and live up to that standard.
The Road's mission has always been to create work that is what we consider to be politically and socially relevant. And therefore, we don't shy away from might be a contemporary show that's going to push a lot of buttons. We really want you to be here and listen to what's happening today, and hopefully that may help us change tomorrow. We stay steadfastly committed to what is considered the most dangerous of theater missions, new work for the stage, and we hope that you take this journey with us. Hi, I'm Taylor Gilbert, founder and artistic director of the Road Theater Company, and
I'm Sam Anderson, artistic director of the Road Theater Company. We're here to welcome you to week 2 of the Road's SPF 12,
the largest playwrights festival of its kind in the country.
The Road's mission is new works, new voices in American theater.
And this past year, even new forms of presenting them. Remember where we were last year?
Oh boy. In a pandemic, locked down and trying to figure out some way to move forward regardless, right?
So we took a big leap into the Zoom world and recorded 25 readings of new plays for SPF 11.
A truly virtual festival that ran on our website and YouTube channel for 3 weeks.
Complete with talkbacks with the writers, directors, and the cast.
That's right, and to our great surprise, the results were astonishing.
We reached over 18,000 viewers on 6 continents.
Wow. And thanks to their generosity, donations to the Road were historical.
We were able during the year to further our mission by presenting 2 original works in a hybrid form.
Staged live with actors and directors and filmed for broadcast on streaming services.
It has been a remarkable year.
It certainly has. And now we're back to SPF 12, bringing you more new works from around the world.
And once again, we'll remind you, if you like what we do, you can donate.
That's right. As we begin to move back to live production and continue to do taped readings and hybrid productions, we need you now more than ever.
Please see as many of these great new works as you can.
And tell your friends.
So, from both of us, welcome to SPF 12,
Week 2.
Hi, welcome to the Road Theater. I'm Erin Considine. I'm the playwright for Family Tree. This script was a chance for me to give a means of expression to someone who is losing their voice to dementia and the fracturing that happened in a family that was already basically in trouble. It is a very personal story for me. It is funnier than it sounds, so please stick around. It's not going to be hopelessly depressing, I promise. I'm very grateful that you are all here today. These kinds of incubation opportunities are very important for bringing new work into the world. If you have a chance to give your time, talent, or money to the Road Theater to tell them thank you, I know they would appreciate the donation. I certainly do. Let's watch Family Tree, and I'm looking forward to feedback from all of you at the end. Thank you.
Family Tree by Erin Considine. A red and yellow haze lights the front yard of an aging, unseen house. A picnic table stands off to one side, with sturdy benches and dull, weather-worn paint. A small wrought iron seat mirrors the picnic area, rose bushes and scrubby desert greenery growing near a dry, disused bird bath. At its base, a ceramic statue of Stella Maris, a seaworthy Virgin Mary, keeps watch over the inhabitants of both house and yard. In the center of the stage stands the burnt-out husk of a large box elder maple tree, its fragile wood splintered and charred, smoke still curling off the blistered remains. A Knights of Columbus flag twists limp and melted from one of the remaining branches. Garden tools rest against its trunk. A long green hose lies uncoiled across the grass. People fought to save what's left of this timber. Gavin storms into the landscape with Callista right behind.
I cannot believe you didn't pack anything.
Well, I told you I wouldn't do it.
Not one thing. I had to cancel the moving truck.
Good.
Callista, you begged me for help. You said the house almost burned to the ground.
Not the house, just the tree, and no one begged.
Gavin yanks the Knights of Columbus flag out of the tree, trying it into angry knots as he speaks.
We cannot keep Mom here.
Mom is a grown woman, Gavin. We don't get to decide.
He grabs for the fabric in his hands. He moves away from her reach.
Give me that!
What? This? Oh, please. I have repurposed what used to be a symbol of theocracy and hate speech.
It isn't hate speech, Gavin.
Oh, right. The Knights of Columbus support men of all colors as long as they aren't kissing other men.
He ties the flag around the statue of Stella Maris as if it were a scarf.
Don't! You know how Mom feels about Stella Maris.
Oh, please. This is just Baywatch Virgin Mary, and you know it.
What is going on with you?
For starters, I didn't expect to have to drive through the California wildfires to rescue my mother and sister. Again.
Not argue in the yard, the neighbors.
Oh, the neighbors? Are the neighbors listening to our conversation? Hit your knees, Catholics. It's the end times. Extra rosaries for everyone. No, I will not whisper for the comfort of your white-bread, repressed middle-class subdivision.
Gavin picks up the statue of the Virgin Mary and waves her above his head.
I am a prophet of the Lord, and God hates California.
Yeah. Put that down!
Gavin returns the Holy Mother to her vantage point, just under the bird bath.
All of the gays are in San Francisco, but he thinks the bridge is too pretty to destroy. So, instead of striking us sinners down where we live, the Lord in his wisdom thought he'd set fire to the rest of the land and wait for the lack of infrastructure to drive us away. Never gonna happen. We gays are resilient. We'll just hang curtains and gentrify the state.
I don't even know how to talk to you when you're like this.
I have to admit, I'm getting a little nervous. After wildfire, plague, locusts. Next up is death of firstborn. We have to get Mom out of here before the Grim Reaper comes to take me away.
Mom doesn't want to leave. If you're not going to handle this like a grown-up, just forget I called, okay?
You want grown-up? Oh, all right. Okay, here's my adult conversation. Mom's mental internet is on dial-up, and she's going backwards, Callie.
She's not that bad.
She forgets names, faces. Do you want her leaving the oven on, taking and retaking medication because she can't remember swallowing her first dose?
That's why I'm here. We've been doing just fine.
Have you?
That was lightning. Natural disaster. I have no control over the weather, Gavin.
But that's my point, Callista. Do you hear me? These things happen. They happen. The world is made of suck, and stuff catches on fire, and parents die or check out of their mental hotels.
Isabella enters, holding a dish towel.
Where's your father?
Callista and Gavin are mute, shocked at the statement. Their father has been dead for years.
The house smells like smoke. I need to pull down the fan, the big fan from the attic. I open the windows, but it doesn't help.
Keep the windows closed, Mama.
The house smells like smoke. I need the fan.
Close the windows.
No.
Mama.
Gavin?
Okay.
Gavin is tall. Mom, I bet he can reach the fan. Can't you?
I can. Of course I can. Come on, Mama, I will help you.
Gavin steers his mother back inside. Callista assesses the damage to the yard. She paces the small green rectangle as if she could undo the destruction of the last 24 hours. The maple is blackened, ruined by flame. Callista cautiously breaks away a handful of seared bark. It disintegrates into a thick mud in her grasp, but it is still warm, still alive. She wipes smudges of dirt and memory onto her pants and begins to roll up the garden hose. Gavin returns, hefting a blue Rubbermaid tub.
What are you doing?
Well, I've decided that I'm going to pack up as much as possible with or without your help. Okay, the movers can get started with the furniture and everything out of the garage. I'm taking Mom with me tonight. The end.
You can't do that.
Gavin blows past her and deposits the tub on the far end of the yard.
I just called the moving company. It won't be cheap, but they'll be back here in a few hours.
Gavin!
What the hell is going on with the kitchen floor?
I couldn't afford to get it fixed, and I didn't want to bother you.
The tiles are buckling. You can't just ignore that. There's something tunnel under the house. Cartoon gophers.
The tree roots. Okay, the elderwood.
She gestures ineffectively towards the fire-damaged maple. Gavin disappears into the offstage garage and returns with a second tub.
Gavin, stop! Those aren't even Mom's.
He slams the second tub next to the first.
What do you mean?
The blue ones. They're not Mom's, they're mine.
But the garage is filled with them. Oh my God. How much of your garbage is stashed in Mom's house? Get a storage space, Callie.
Not like that.
Like what? Do you live here now? You do. Oh, you moved back in? I should have known this was all about money. You're not here to help Mom at all.
That's not true.
Oh, you are just so precious. No wonder you don't want me to move our mother. You're crashing rent-free in our childhood home. Are you kidding me?
Gavin, this wasn't about money. My moving home, it didn't start out.
You have a job.
What?
You have a job. Are you currently employed?
No. I mean, not now.
I cannot believe I didn't see this coming.
Listen to me. I know you like to reduce everything down to dollars and cents, but that isn't how this happened.
Oh, really? How else does a woman in her late 30s end up siphoning money away from her elderly dementia patient mother?
Jesus.
Oh, no. Don't call on him. He was a barefoot hippie that was all about feeding widows, not stealing what you could from their dead husband's pension. Forgive her, Mary. She knows not what she does.
Isabella enters with lunch. Isabella sets the food on the picnic table and kisses each of them on the cheek. She then speaks directly to the audience.
The children are assholes. I blame my husband. He was an asshole too, but I loved him, I think. I only try to leave him twice, which is pretty good percentage-wise. He would pick me up with one arm. We would dance barefoot in the yard, which was very romantic until someone stepped on a rock or a splinter. Reality, always underfoot, ruining the party. The kids are gray, washing out like newsprint or static on the television. Is there static on television anymore? Or is it just blue screen and silence? I don't know why that silence is frightening to me, but it is like a Twilight Zone episode. Are there Twilight Zone episodes anymore? I give up. This world has passed me by. All I have left is crumbling walls, a burnt down tree, and 2 children who treat me like a deaf dog who can't hear them making plans. I can hear you.
What was that, Mom?
Why ask? 50-50, you'll get an incoherent answer.
She can hear you, you dick.
I can hear them.
I'm not a dick. You're a dick.
Oh my God, why are you here?
Callista throws a crushed napkin at Gavin's face. He bats it away and kicks her under the table. They both return to their lunch.
Assholes. It's exhausting the way Callista hovers, staring at me like I'm some kind of wisdom from on high to dispatch. Hilarious. Oh, here's an insight. Don't put chapstick in the dryer, and Jaeger is never a good decision. Never. I spent a night at a rickety old fairground once with a gorgeous man from Spain. Dilapidated metal rides, rusting their way into the night sky. He could laugh without dropping the cigarette from his mouth. There were lights surrounding us, stars above us, and a tiny orange glow from his lips, and the smell of smoke. It smells like smoke.
We can go inside?
No.
Okay.
Too bad Callista's still single, huh?
Ew.
I mean,
What?
maybe if she was in a serious relationship, she would have her own place and she wouldn't be piling all of her belongings into your garage like a hoarder. It must be so stressful having a spinster daughter all to worry about.
It kind of is.
Better a spinster than a heartbreaking train wreck.
Oh, people love to ride this train.
Ugh.
You wish. Just because I'm not currently dating anyone?
Oh, please. You haven't had a boyfriend since high school. Maybe she's gay too, Mama. Sorry.
Don't, okay? You're not funny. I know I can't compete. I won't even try. Teddy Millhouse left me for you in high school, and I got the message loud and clear.
Oh, Teddy was so hot.
Yes, he was.
Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
I am. I was horny, really young and really horny.
No, now you're really old and really horny.
I should go inside.
Both of us are single. Mom must be so proud.
Mom is not getting involved.
I never said I was single.
Okay. I'll bite. Who's the conquest of the week?
His name is Brendan.
Well, that's very frat boy of you. Brendan.
He's not a frat boy. He's a grown-up.
In flavor of the week's last name, does he have one?
You're not funny, Callie.
You didn't bother to find out, did you?
Look, I am not having this.
Is it Johnson? Is it Smith? Nope. Bet he has money. Vanderbilt?
This is why I don't talk to you.
Tell me it's not Trump.
It's mine, Callista. His name is going to be mine soon.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Forget I brought it up.
Oh no, we spinster sisters are like bloodhounds. What exactly do you mean? His name is going to be mine soon. What do you mean by that?
Brendan's been flavor of the week for almost a year now.
So?
So, we're engaged.
What?
Yeah, so he's taking my last name, which I love, because I guess under all this sleek sophistication is a dyed-in-the-wool family man. Who knew?
He gets up from the table.
You know what? I'll clear the dishes.
Callista stands up to stop him.
Kevin! You're really getting married? Mom, Kevin's getting married!
To a woman?
No.
Kevin! That is wonderful. That is an actual miracle.
Well, I did spend a lot of time on my knees.
Stop it! I'm serious.
No, you always are.
When do we get to meet him? Have you set a date? Oh my god, I need to lose weight immediately. I will not be the fat sister in your wedding photos.
You're not fat.
Shut up! You wouldn't understand. I am so excited for you.
Thank you.
Brendan, the not a frat boy.
Not a frat boy.
Oh, Mom and I are gonna cook so much food for this man.
My cooking never fails.
And we not overwhelm him right out of the gate.
Snipe all you want. No one can resist Mom's paella. We will seduce this Brendan with sangria and seafood.
You are assuming that wasn't how I caught him in the first place.
A fisher of men.
I am so proud.
We can make it a cook-off.
Unfair. Mom would win.
I would win.
Mom would win. So, you've been together for a year now, but we've never seen this guy? How did you meet? Did you dig a big hole in the ground and wait for an attractive man to fall in? That's the only strategy I have left.
I met him at work. Work.
Is he nice? Talk! I want to hear all the gory details. Is he tall? Does he laugh like a hyena? What's his favorite color?
I don't want to curse anything.
No, you can't curse this. It's true love. When's the big day? Gavin, why are you being such a weirdo? Have you set a date? Tell me we don't have to go somewhere horrible like Kansas. Is he from a state that's flat and covered in corn? Are they screaming racists or something?
Okay, he's not from Kansas, and his family's black.
So probably not racist.
Not in my experience.
Okay, I'm done with you. What's with the secrets? You've been with this man for a solid year. Why haven't we met him yet?
Unemployed?
Is he some kind of axe murdering hunchback?
Is that better or worse than unemployed?
You've met his family. And this poor sap is willing to endure your preening hissy fits for as long as you both shall live. So I don't see what the problem is, Gavin. He'll have to meet us eventually. Unless you just want to throw the whole family in his face on the wedding day, which sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, no, it does.
Dad has 4 sisters.
I was cursed with 4 sisters-in-law.
We have 100 cousins.
All of them tiny monsters.
Well, they all live south of Oceanside, and none of them have ever dragged themselves, and they've dragged their surgically enhanced body parts up here to visit. So,
thank God.
Not since Dad passed.
Not since Dad passed.
They're snobs.
They're snobs.
So are you.
So is Gavin.
No, I have a discerning taste and a flair for the dramatic.
Gavin, what the hell? When are you getting married?
I'm already married. Okay? I was gonna find time to tell you, to introduce you, but lightning happened first.
I cannot control the weather.
I know.
You are so ashamed of us that Mom and I weren't welcome at your wedding?
Okay, I'm not ashamed of you, Callie.
How else would you explain it? Why?
I don't think I can make you understand.
Try.
Warren, I mean, look, I was raised by, not raised, I was not raised by the same family that raised you.
You don't make sense.
I do. You have this rosy, idolized version of Mom and Dad that I never got. Our father hated me.
They fought like angry dogs.
That's not true.
It is.
It might be.
Look, it's okay, Callie. I've come to terms with it. I was never what he wanted out of a son.
They were too much alike.
I was the shame of that man's life. You heard the arguments.
Oh, everyone for miles heard the arguments.
And Mom?
Me? What did I do?
Mom loves you.
But she never fought for me.
Not that he saw.
She never stood up for me, okay? Never told Dad to leave me the hell alone or put him in jail. Yeah, you...
No, it's not possible!
You could have done it.
No.
Gavin, I was just a kid. I don't know what kind of superpowers you think I had, but you were constantly picking fights with Dad.
Constantly.
It was like a sport for you.
It definitely got my heart rate up.
Mom and I took more heat than you're remembering.
Okay, no, Callie. Dad would have done anything for his perfect daughter with her perfect grades. You were his gifted child.
That's not fair.
Life is not fair.
Dad 101. Six.
What?
I was 6 years old. And you and I were both dancing in Mom's skirts. The long silky ones with the ruffles. We were laughing. I was laughing. When that man came home from work, you beat me to the door. You beat me there. And he clapped for you and told you how beautiful you looked. But I was right behind you. I was right behind you. And he grabbed the side of my hair and pulled me out to the garage.
I remember that.
Oh, yes, you do. He tore the seam out of Mama's skirts, ripping it off me. 6. I was 6 years old. That's how old I was when I gave up on Dad. Ugh. And dancing, which really sucks because I've always been the only one in this house who had ever any rhythm.
Mom loves you. I love you.
Words, pretty and useless.
All I've ever wanted was to have us act like a nice, normal family. It might not have been possible when we were young, but it's possible now.
What if I'm not interested?
Then maybe Dad wasn't the only problem.
Fuck you.
Fuck me, okay. Gavin, I spent years trying to make Dad happy and Mom happy and to keep the peace in the house. My perfect grades weren't an accident. I just wanted the fighting to stop.
Gavin looks at the house, at his mother, at the dripping charcoal of the limbless elderwood.
Callie, I couldn't have you or Mom at my wedding. I'm sorry. I didn't want to drag any broken expectations or weird leftover Catholic guilt into the day. It was about what Brendan and I wanted. I mean, not what we wanted. Okay, this isn't coming out right. Look. It was about moving forward, being happy. Happy is possible, Callie. Our wedding day was about building something together that had no attachments to any of this. And we're adopting. I mean, I definitely wasn't inviting 100 of Dad's spoiled, judgmental relatives to out in the vineyard wedding with the Converse shoes and the rainbow streamers.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was the best day of my life. I have the chance to make my own family now, Callista, and I'm going to. I don't expect you to understand. We're adopting. Can you believe that? It might take a few years, but we're filling out the paperwork. Brendan and I are on the list to foster. I'm doing this. I am starting over, and I am so damn happy. Mama, did you eat yet?
I ate.
Did she eat?
Probably not.
I'll wrap some of this up for her.
Can I help?
I know how to wrap up food, Callie.
No, with... you're fostering. Adopting?
Yeah, you know what? If you have something bitchy to say...
No! Bitchy! I want to help. I want to be involved.
Callie, Brendan and I have a handle on this, but thank you, I guess. Let's not talk about my future family. It creeps me out.
Have you thought about all your options? I mean, I'm sure you have, but
Options?
in vitro or
no uterus here, Brendan either. I know that's shocking.
what about me? If you were considering a surrogate.
What? What? No. Oh my God. Just that thought makes my brain seize up.
What? You could have a child with your actual genetics.
And I could grow a baby in a test tube too, but that would be equally insane. Are you high?
Just think about it.
No! I need to take a shower immediately. Ugh.
You are such a drama queen.
Yes, honey. Yes, I am. And we queens don't farm out our babies to our actual siblings because I don't want my child to slide out of any of your natural orifices. Oh.
I was trying to help.
Oh my God. How would I explain that? Baby, this is your aunt. I mean, Mom. I mean, our family, well, tree gets a little weird.
What did I offer?
All of the branches come back together, you know, like one of those cheap wicker chairs at Pier 1. It's artsy. No, 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 thank you.
He walks back into the house, carrying off the lunch leftovers and twitching as he goes. Callista is left in his wake, as usual. The yard is quiet without Gavin's expansive presence. Small sounds can be heard again. The wind barely a rustle, the buzz of a fly, the hushed intake of breath as Callista tries to reorder her world. She speaks to her mother without turning around.
I never imagined Gavin would have a family before I did. Well, he does everything first, I guess. Why can't I make things work? What is wrong with me? Gavin is so loud, and Dad was so loud, and I am so lumpy and small and unable to hold myself together. I just want to belong somewhere. What is wrong with me, Mom? I wish you could talk to me, for real. I miss you so much sometimes.
Callista stays there and lets her mother comfort her.
I better figure out what's going on in the garage before Gavin gets in there. I do not have time for a nervous breakdown today.
Callista pats her mother gently on the shoulder.
Stay here. I love you.
Isabella watches her go.
Well, hell, my poor, broken, idiot children trying so hard to be people. Damn it, damn it, damn it. The first time I tried to leave, I sat in the car with the keys in my hand, wondering what to do about my children and whether or not I should pull them out of bed, while my husband begged and stood with his hands on the trunk so I couldn't back out of the garage. I should have run his ass over. Hindsight is 20/20. I would give anything to have my power of speech back. For Callista, for myself. I'm selfish enough to want that. I forgot the word for horse yesterday. Tall dog, I said. Tall dog, like an alien from another planet. My body still works, but my brain and my mouth won't connect. I should have left, and I didn't.
Isabella lays one hand softly on Stella Maris.
Like Stella Maris, looking for the ocean, watching everything, but powerless to stop any of it. Every year, when I was small, we would take our dried out Christmas tree down to the beach and start a bonfire. There were marshmallows and warm jackets and freezing wind and the waves and salt water and sticky marshmallow lips, and everything smelled like smoke afterwards. My hair, my clothes. It smells like smoke. I wasn't powerless. I tried and I failed. There's a difference. I could have done better.
A high-pitched shriek pierces the air.
What? What is it? What's wrong? Snake?
You're a snake!
Snake!
Isabella grunts in disgust. She stomps over to the shovel that has been left against the trunk of the elderwood tree and drags it off stage into the garage. Much clanging and chopping is heard. Callista and Gavin gaze uneasily towards the sound of battle. Isabella returns to the yard and drops a half of what used to be a rattlesnake onto the ground in front of the picnic table. She replaces the shovel and returns to her seat in the garden.
Never mind. The children are assholes.
Callista and Gavin ease themselves down from the safety of their benches.
Is that the head part or the tail part?
It's the tail, Gavin. Do you see a face?
I'm trying not to look at it. Does that mean that somewhere in the garage there's like a bloody fanged head?
Oh,
Can
gross.
bite after they die?
Why would I know?
You go get it.
You're the oldest.
In these shoes,
We'll do it together.
I will be moral support.
Callista grabs his hand and drags him towards the garage.
Now quit being such a baby.
I'm too well dressed to be handling slaughtered wildlife.
They exit. The sound of tubs being shoved around is interspersed with the occasional squeal. Isabella shakes her head in defeat.
I'm not picking it up.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Ew! Quit kicking it at me. Quit it.
More thumps, more squeals. The sounds of tumbling boxes and long-forgotten garage paraphernalia crash in the background.
Your fault.
Shut up.
Well, the children are bonding. I guess this day isn't a total waste.
Callista comes skipping out of the garage with a jump rope.
Look what we found.
Starts to jump along to an old nursery school rhyme.
Cinderella, dressed in yellow, went upstairs to kiss a fella, made him take, kissed a snake. You know, having just seen a snake close up, this rhyme makes a lot less sense.
Gavin rolls out of the garage on the world's oldest pair of roller skates.
Master of the roller rink coming through.
He rolls past his mother.
All I need now is a Tamagotchi and a Walkman.
Callista whirls in place, focusing on the end of the red and blue plastic jump rope in her hands.
Did you ever try to make yourself dizzy this way?
No, sweetie. If I wanted a spin snip, I'd snuck into Dad's liquor closet.
Callista drops the rope and stumbles around the yard.
Don't puke. I cleaned up murdered reptile. I draw the line at sibling vomit. You know what time it is?
What time is it?
I think it's roll call.
Yeah.
Roll call, Boogie. Check, check.
Roll call, Boogie. Check, check.
Roll call, Boogie. Check, check.
No check. Hint out.
My name is Gavin.
Check.
They call me Hot Stuff.
Check.
I am a Capricorn.
Check.
So check me out.
So check him out.
I should have been a cheerleader.
You should have been a cheerleader.
I would look amazing in one of those outfits.
Do you think my easy bake oven is somewhere in that garage?
Tiny cakes.
Thanks.
An alarm sounds on Callista's phone.
Time for my medicine. I'll be right back.
Callista exits into the house. Gavin sits on a bench and starts unlacing his roller skates.
It smells like smoke.
Wish you could still communicate, Mama.
Hell, so do I.
I'm finally starting to figure out how to be a person without being an asshole.
That's debatable.
My life is changing so quickly, but there is still somehow a part of me that wants you to be proud of me.
I am so proud of him.
I may as well talk to these roller skates. There's a huge hole in my heart, skates, that only you can fill. The older I get, the more desperate I am for some kind of validation. And desperation isn't sexy, it clashes with my eyes.
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
The quiet of the outdoors leaves him vulnerable. He is too large, too loud for this idyllic space.
I'm married now.
To a woman?
No, Mama, to a man.
Oh, that makes more sense.
To a really kind, intelligent man. He's so much nicer than I am, it's actually kind of annoying. And he leaves his contacts on the sink, but I think I could teach him not to do that. We're trying to start a family, our own family.
Did we skip the talk about the birds and the bees?
We have papers in to adopt.
Ah, all right. This is a very confusing talk.
I might get the whole package, Mama. Happy home life, incredible career. I spent years thinking I would never get any of it. And now it's all here in my lap, and Dad is gone, and you're disappearing.
I can hear you.
Mama! Mama, I think we should move you.
Callista comes out before Gavin can finish his thoughts. She is carrying a handful of pills and a small glass of water. A honey bun, still in its wrapper, dangles from between her fingers.
All right, lady, take these first.
No.
You know how this works. If you take these, you get the honey bun.
Oh, I want a honey bun. I mean, no, I don't. Oh my God, carbs. That's like that scary gut reaction to random snack food.
You couldn't have one anyway. These are special for Mom.
How many pills does she take?
Too damn many.
7. 2 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 2 more before bed. It's not that bad, considering.
I'd like to see her try and choke these down.
Callista trades Isabella the honey bun for the empty water glass and sits on the edge of the wrought iron seat.
I thought maybe we could take a walk later this afternoon if the air quality stays nice.
It smells like smoke.
Don't worry, Gavin pulled down the fan.
The big one?
From the attic, yeah. Maybe you should lie down before we go and let your honey bun settle.
Isabella stands. Callista wraps her arm around her mother in a hug. The two parade past Gavin towards the house.
We'll be right back.
Gavin nervously searches the yard for something to straighten. He retrieves the knotted Knights of Columbus flag and bitterly uses it to clean the edge of the snake-murdering shovel. The hollow remains of the tree smell like a campfire. He tosses the soiled flag back up into its branches. Gavin stands a foot away, outside of the tree's radius, and tries to recreate a picture in his mind of the undamaged maple. He can't. Callista returns.
No more rope swings on this tree.
No more circus. No more Tarzan and Jane.
You're good with her. With Mom.
Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't notice it before. I'm sorry. I mean, you should look into it as a vocation. You'd be amazing.
No. I couldn't do this for anyone else.
But think of the job security. America is full of decrepit people slowly becoming mummified, more wrinkles, less bladder control.
I don't want to work with dying people, Gavin. It's not really what I do.
Please, you don't do anything.
Thanks.
Look, not right now, anyway. I mean, and the technological elite would pay you in bags of gold if you'd babysit their geriatric unwanteds.
Oh my God. Gavin, why do you define everything by money?
Because, Callista, I'm the only one who always ends up paying the bills.
Not always.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you trip over a pile of money while you were walking Mom into the house? Did someone leap out from behind a door in the living room and offer you a job?
I don't know why I try.
I mean, I'm just answering your question with a couple of questions of my own. Someone has to be responsible, and it's usually me.
COVID! Gavin, COVID happened. The art gallery closed down during the shutdown.
Art gallery?
I don't want to talk about it.
I thought you work at a bank.
I used to.
But how many jobs have you lost in the last 6 months?
I don't want to talk about it.
Fine.
Fine.
Oh, careful. You don't want the neighbors to hear you yelling. Art gallery?
You think you're the only one in this family with secrets? You don't want to hear what I might have to say about your wedding. Well, I don't want to hear what you might have to say about my art.
Your art?
I don't want to talk about it!
Fine. Did everyone hear that? My sister doesn't want to talk about it.
Why are you suddenly so adamant about moving Mom?
Callie, I don't know if you can't see it anymore, but our mother is broken.
But why now? Is it convenience? You trick some poor idiot into marrying you, and the rest of us, the people you didn't want at your wedding, are just supposed to be puppets for some make-believe Norman Rockwell life you've created for yourself?
What if it is that simple?
You're a nightmare.
What if I am finally building real life and I want my mother closer?
You make it sound like we're on the other side of the country. You're an hour and a half away.
Oh gosh, it might as well be Barcelona. Have you sat in that traffic?
Take Bart out to Oakland.
Oh, and be stranded in the suburban wastelands without a car?
I would pick you up.
No, thank you. I'd rather walk.
Suit yourself.
And besides, it's always me making the trip. You won't bring Mama to San Francisco.
She doesn't travel well.
Exactly, Callie, which she's degrading faster than you want to admit. And she's only 66. What if Mama lives another 20 years? Are you going to stay here with her?
I might.
Oh, yeah, are you going to continue to call me to bail you out every time something happens that you can't afford to fix? I am the one with the real job. I am the one who handles all of the paperwork and all of the insurance and all of the headaches.
But I handle Mom.
I'm moving her, Callie.
You have no right.
Actually, I do. Dad gave me power of attorney over everything when he was dying.
What? What does that mean?
It means that Dad was a bastard, but when it came to legal matters, he knew better than to trust you with anything important.
Mom's health is pretty important.
Yeah. Not if she's living on the street.
Isabella interrupts. She walks to the edge of the yard looking frustrated.
The house smells like smoke.
Do you think you can handle this every day? Because I don't think you're up to it. I thought you were going to lie down, Mom. Take a nap?
No, I can't find your father. Where is that bastard?
You might feel better if you lie down. I know I would. The smoke will clear. The winds are supposed to pick up later this afternoon.
No.
The bird bath needs water.
Isabella nods and goes back into the house.
She refills the bird bath with a pitcher from the sink. She doesn't want the birds to have to drink water from the hose. Don't ask me why.
He used to drink water from the hose.
Well, she likes the birds better than us. Birds are simple.
Gavin says nothing. He goes to retrieve his shoes from the depths of the garage. Callista is exhausted. She's no match for her older brother. She allows herself to crumple for just a moment as both Gavin and Isabella are out of sight. Callista drops onto a picnic bench and attempts to calm down. The specter of the ruined tree is painful to look at. She turns her back, gazing into the house, into the garage, fixated on her brother and his leather shoes. Isabella re-enters carrying a pitcher of water. She stops to kiss Callista on the top of the head before carefully refilling the concrete bird bath. Gavin stalks by both of them, shoes on, carrying another tub from the garage. As he swings past Isabella, he accidentally kicks the statue of Mary, sending it backwards into the bird bath and cracking open the plaster figurine.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, Mama.
Isabella drops the water pitcher and retrieves the fragments of broken statue. Gavin tries to help.
I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry.
She swipes away his hands, carefully combing the grass for lost shards of glazed ceramic.
What did you do?
It was an accident.
Isabella climbs into her chair, handling each piece of the Virgin Mary as if it might continue to crack and disintegrate.
We need glue. Is there a glue?
In the
junk drawer.
I'll get it.
He runs into the house. Gavin is left outside with his mother and his guilty conscience.
I'll buy you a new one.
He cannot hold still. Isabella is attempting to piece the broken statue back together.
Callista! You know what? Let me go help her look. She's probably glued her own hands to the countertop. Look, I'm so sorry, Mama. I'll be right back.
He exits.
There's a metaphor here somewhere. Poor Stella Maris. broken open by casual violence. Owl Lady, the star of the sea, dragged all the way inland here, where there are no waves and no seagulls and no ships to watch over.
Callista comes back out with the glue. She takes the pieces of statuary from her mother as if they were alive.
Here, Mom, I'll fix it.
Gavin is hot on her heels.
I could help.
I got it.
No, really. I'm good with iconic things.
He grabs for the statue and Callista dodges. Fragments of the Virgin Mary fall to the ground for a second time.
Well, at least I'm not the only one who isn't quite right in the head anymore.
Gavin, knock it off. You broke it. Let me fix it.
Callista puts each peach of the statue onto the picnic table and begins to slowly work the fragments back into a whole.
I could buy a new one.
There are some things
you can't just replace.
Gavin lets those words wash over him before returning to the garage. Callista finishes her detailed repair. She sets the blemished saint at the foot of the ravaged tree.
The only one who isn't quite right in the head anymore.
Ma. Gavin thinks we should sell the house. I don't know what to think anymore. You might not be wrong.
Where is your father?
He's gone, Mom. He's gone.
Gavin drags a stack of woven mats out into the yard.
What are these?
Don't drag those!
Well, they were set in the corner.
I hadn't found a better place to put them yet.
Oh my God, is this your art? You weave?
Callista mutely gathers up the stack of woven mats and carefully places them on the table. Gavin flops down onto the picnic bench opposite his sister and studies the circular mats.
Oh, like Grandma.
Like Mom's mom.
When did you start doing this?
Somewhere between the boyfriend with the missing tooth and the boyfriend who didn't want children.
Mom started teaching me a few years ago. I was in a bad place. It helped.
I had to do something. She kept crying and eating popcorn. There was salt all over the house.
It was the end of a relationship. You know me, spinster sister.
I shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. The breakup wasn't anything dramatic.
Salt everywhere.
Dad was dying, and it made me feel so old. I hope you get your family.
Why didn't you show me any of this?
For the same reasons I haven't met your husband.
These were in the art gallery?
Not those. Those were like a Girl Scout project practice. There's a small collective. Women's artists. We're all kind of badassy in our own way. It's really hard to get grants unless your work is like old school. So the women in my group, we all found sneaky ways to modernize. I even found objects in bright colors, bits of historical clothing, beads and glass, and sometimes paint. I worked with torn up newspapers for a while. That was fun. Politically relevant. Resist. It's dumb.
It's not dumb.
It's not dumb. Does your collective have a name?
Indigenous Photorists. Don't say anything mean!
I would never.
I still don't know what it means.
It sounds like a disease.
Kevin!
Like a disease in a sci-fi novel.
Shut up! It's a firefly, you idiot!
Oh.
new species of firefly in California, and we liked the idea. Luminescence. Fireflies make their own light.
So, this is what you do.
This is what I do.
I thought you worked at a bank.
I did. Until I got the job at the gallery. I know, don't say it. It was stupid to leave something so stable.
It was brave.
So, you did have a job when you moved in with Mom.
I did.
She did.
I moved back in because I didn't think it was safe to leave Mom alone anymore. But I thought you might overreact to that information. I don't know where I got that idea.
Neither do I. I mean, I am a tranquil harbor in a storm. The Buddha comes to me when he needs help calming down. I am centered, grounded.
Zen.
That's the word, zen. I'm zen all over the place. I know people who would love this. I could show a few of them.
I don't really want your help, Gavin. No offense. This is small, but this is mine.
It smells like smoke.
Yes, Mama. It smells like smoke in the whole of the Californian outdoors.
And the elderwood burnt down. It's going to smell like this for a while.
Isabella turns to scrutinize the tree. She doesn't like the view. She starts to become flustered and angry. Callista puts one arm around her.
Tell you what, why don't you go get your sweater and maybe all three of us can go for a walk?
You want me to exercise?
Good for you, Gavin.
In these shoes?
The Buddha would walk with his...
I don't think the Buddha had a mother, did she? He? I thought he appeared fully formed out of a lotus flower, or maybe it's the side of a Starbucks can. All religions outside of Catholicism confuse me. Not enough guilt.
Mom, go get your sweater. We'll all walk.
Isabella ambles back into the house in search of her cardigan. Callista reaches for Gavin's hand.
If we move her, what then? Are there benefits? If you want me out of the house, I'll leave today. I'm just afraid that if we move Mom, anything tying her to us, to her life, all of it will be wiped away from her memory. I don't know how much of her we'd lose.
Allie, Mom's going to get worse, whether she's here or not.
You don't know that.
No, you're right, I don't. I'm not a doctor, but we do need to think about a long-term plan. And what about you?
Me?
Yeah. What about your life? Do you get one?
What are you talking about? I have a life.
Kind of. It's pretty small.
Just because you finally got married...
Okay, you know what? It's not really about me. I'd be thrilled if it was. I am fascinating, but it's about this. Look, I've never seen anything like this from you before, Callie. And look, I know the two of us don't normally do the loving family thing.
No, we don't.
No, I haven't. I know. I'm sorry. But imagine who you might become if you lived your own life instead of living Mom's.
That's harsh.
It's honest.
Gavin, I started weaving because of Mom. Without her, I'm nothing. I'd still be at the bank. The motion itself, using my hands, it calms me. I'm quieter than you, Gavin. I feel safe here.
Safe isn't a life.
Safe is a good enough life for me. It's better than the alternative.
You can't know that. You've never tried anything else. How much would your luminescent art bug art expand if you had new experiences to inform it? You can't tell me you aren't curious.
What if I am, Gavin? This entire conversation is extraneous. Mom needs round-the-clock care, and I don't think you're prepared to do that.
Well, they have memory care facilities.
No! Absolutely not.
We aren't enough.
You might not be, but it is already a part of my daily routine, and I'm happy.
Are you?
I could be. Families are supposed to stay together.
No, okay? People don't live like this, Callista. All crowded and twisted like a plant with its roots tied too tightly together. You don't have to protect Mom anymore. You know that, right? Dad is gone, and you get to be your own person. What are you so afraid of?
I'm not having this conversation with the poster child for self-absorption. Mom, let's go. I'm walking with our mother. If you insist on attempting to move her tonight, then you can finish packing up her things by yourself. I won't do it. Mom!
Callista strides away from the argument. Gavin is left by himself in the silence of the yard. He carefully handles each woven mat, turning them over, looking for signs of his sister. He keeps the last one clutched between his fingers and sits down in his mother's chair. Callista runs back into the yard, interrupting his reverie. Her fear is a living thing, and it is bleeding into a low-grade terror.
Gavin, Mom's not inside.
What?
The back door is open and she's not in the house.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm sure. Mom! Mom, can you hear me?
Okay, well, where would she go?
I don't know. She's never done anything like this before. This is because of you. Moving everything, packing up her life, starting fights. You couldn't be a part of this family, not even for a day.
You know what? I'll call the police.
Maybe we should walk the neighborhood. I'll start on the sidewalk behind the house. Mom!
Okay, well, I'll head this way.
They
Keep
split,
your phone on.
panic carrying them off in their separate directions. Shouts of Mom echo from opposite sides of the space until Callista and Gavin feel miles away. Isabella shuffles in from the house, holding her cardigan.
I left this upstairs, looked out back in case I hadn't taken the sweater off in the heat, and then I remembered the fan, the attic fan. I was trying to get the fan out of the attic by myself and couldn't do it, and I left my cardigan upstairs. I guess I forgot to close the back door. Oops. And then I went to sit in the car. I'm not sure why. In my defense, I try to answer Callista, but my words are slow sometimes, and she panics, and I wish she wouldn't do that.
Isabella circles the elderwood maple, grateful to be alone and unobserved.
We buried my husband's ashes under this tree, and now it's burned to the ground. Ironic.
She explores the singed stump and finds the Knights of Columbus flag stashed among the branches.
My son is home.
Isabella sets both the flag and her sweater on the picnic table.
My sweater is going to reek of smoke. It will smell like Ferris wheels in childhood. The second time I try to leave, the second time I actually drove away, the children were gone. Everyone had graduated and moved out, and I thought I could be brave. I thought I could do it. And I drove away down the block, down the street, and I headed for the ocean with a smile on my face. I grew up by the waves, watching the salt and sand scrape each other clean. But I hadn't packed anything. Nothing. Just my purse and my car keys. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I got to the coastline and I realized I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have a job. My parents had passed away. It was too late to start over. I was too late. So I came home, this house. And my husband was burning my things in a barrel in the front yard. Family pictures and my grandmother's mantilla and old piano music my father had left me. Everything smelled like smoke, and still I couldn't leave. I couldn't make myself leave. I didn't know where to go. And now I'm leaving in 100 small ways every day. I have no control over it. Still no control. My life is disappearing like it's burning. I lose stories and people like they're turning to ash.
She reverently touches the statue of Stella Maris to calm herself down.
Stella Maris watched it all. She remembers for me. I don't want to disappear. I don't want to lose my life, not even the parts that hurt. I am washing away like sand on salt on sand and scraped clean like an open wound, bleeding and empty with nothing left but smoke. So much smoke. I'm not ready to be invisible. I miss my words. I miss my mother and the tiny jade dragon she kept on a lighted shelf. I miss my father and the smell of cinnamon. I miss my books and jokes and the scruffy dog I had as a child who never liked my bastard husband. My name is Isabella, and my children are assholes. And I am afraid that I will lose myself forever to this place. I will be trapped in smoke, telling myself stories that no one else can hear.
Callista and Gavin begin their trek back around the block. Their voices cut through the space as they return to the small yard.
Mom!
Mama, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Police said they'd send out an alert for the area, a silver alert.
I couldn't find her on the side of the... Mom!
Both children rush to embrace Isabella.
Mom, where were you?
Oh, God, that was scary.
Why are you crying? We looked everywhere.
You know what? I have to call the cops back. Let me call the police.
He leaps up and leaves to make a phone call. Callista curls herself around Isabella.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever disappear again. Oh, I thought I had lost you.
He has lost me. Most of me. I can hear you.
Gavin returns and watches the two of them in the garden. He pockets his phone. He looks at the shell of the maple tree. He looks up at the dilapidated house. And he makes a decision.
This can't happen again, Callista. We aren't equipped to keep Mama safe. I'm putting her in a home. There's one in Hayes Valley, not too far from where I live.
Gavin doesn't get to finish his thought. Callista rears up off of the ground like an animal and launches herself at him.
Callista, what the?
You! This is all you!
Oh.
You come in here with your iron clothes and your perfect life!
Stop it, Callista, stop, whoa!
Isabella stands, searching for words, anything that she can force out of her mouth.
No!
Gavin manages to contain one of Callista's wrists. She continues to beat on him with her free hand.
Mom would have never left this yard if you hadn't come here today! She'd be fine! We'd be happy! You just want to put her somewhere that you can control.
Okay, Callie, you know that's not true.
You think Dad was a bully? Dad! Take a good look in the mirror! You cannot take my mother away from me!
Callista deflates to the ground like a discarded doll. Isabella gingerly lowers herself onto the grass next to her daughter. They sit that way for a full minute. Callie weeping, Isabella comforting her, Gavin watching from 2 steps away.
I'm not Dad. I'm not.
Gavin inches towards them, afraid to invade the fragile calm. He also sinks to the dirt. He places one hand on his sister's shoulder. The family sits, breathing together.
Mama, I love you. Callie, I love you.
Shut up!
No, I love you too.
The yard sounds are soothing. Callista picks up her head and Isabella wipes the tears from her daughter's face.
Callista, this is an awful lot to ask of our mother, that she be your whole life. She deserves to be taken care of properly, and she needs more than you and I are able to give her. Mama, I love you, but it is time for you to move.
Callista drops her face into her hands again. Gavin wraps his arms around his sister.
I'm sorry, Callie.
Isabella gets to her feet. She's a little wobbly after being on the ground, but she places a palm to Callista's cheek. She does the same to Gavin.
I live near the ocean.
Gavin, leave her alone.
Isabella reaches for the fragmented statue of the Virgin Mary.
Poor Stella Maris. She lived a full life.
Isabella cradles the statue as if it were a child. She looks up into the face of her firstborn.
I love the ocean.
If you come with me, you can look at the ocean every day.
Isabella crosses to Callista and lowers Mary into her daughter's hands.
I love the ocean.
Isabella presses one palm to Callista's face again, reading her features like Braille.
I can hear you.
Gavin holds out a hand. Isabella takes it.
Let's go inside. Okay, I could help you decide what to pack for now. Just, for a visit. We don't have to make all our decisions today.
He walks his mother away from Callista, out of the yard, into the house. His sister is left alone. Her weaving lies in the grass by her mother's chair where Gavin let it fall. Callista crawls to her artwork, brushing it off. She places her fingers on the filigreed edge of the wrought iron seat as if she could say goodbye. She stands and does the same to the crumbling edge of the tree trunk, resting her fingertips on the brown-black crust of the damaged wood. She returns the statue of the Holy Mother to the roots of the maple. Callista stacks all of her weaving back into its ordered pile on the picnic table and searches for what to do next. A restless need to continue moving, pushing her forward. She grabs one of the blue tubs that Gavin removed from the garage and begins dragging it back towards the house. Halfway there, she stops, purposeless, and sits on the tub. Gavin comes to the edge of the yard.
Are you going to help us pack?
You shouldn't leave Mom alone. Not after today.
Oh, I locked the garage and pushed a chair in front of the back door, so unless Mama decides to ninja her way out of a window, we should be fine.
Subtle.
Thorough.
Gavin crosses to the stack of brightly colored woven rugs.
If you come to San Francisco, you could teach me how to weave.
Mom can teach you.
Well,
She'll need it.
Lots of art in San Francisco, murals, museums, galleries, lots of single men in San Francisco too.
Any of them straight?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, you hear stories, but I always assume they were myths.
He sits on the edge of Callista's tub. She lets him.
You could stay here for as long as you need while you figure everything out. We don't need to sell the house right away.
I feel like a failure.
You're not a failure. You're just starting out. Move to the city.
Failures can't afford to live in the city.
Well, then it's a good thing you're going to be wildly successful.
I'm sorry I didn't help. When we were kids, I'm sorry I didn't stand up to Dad.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't actually expect you to.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean what I said. You're not like him, like
Well,
Dad.
I can be, and it's scary.
You're not.
You need a fairy godmother. Yeah, like a patron of the arts. That's our first order of business. Find you a benefactor.
You always have a plan.
Not right now. We are flying blind.
I don't know what to do next.
You do whatever you want. You make your own light, remember? Her name's Callista.
No.
They call her Callie.
Kevin,
She's a Gemini.
I'm an Aries. You know,
So check her out.
check me out.
You are going to be okay.
Well, if I'm not, expect me on your doorstep with all of my bags.
Crazy Aunt Callie, the artist.
Crazy Aunt Callie.
Isabella exits the house. She seems younger somehow. She watches her children without interrupting.
Maybe the children aren't always assholes.
We should move your things back into the garage.
He stands and retrieves the remaining blue tubs from the far end of the yard. Callista drags the one they've been using as a seat back inside. The siblings come out and stand at the edge of the yard next to their mother. She takes each of them by the hand.
I'm proud of you.
Callista winds her arms around her mother, and Gavin does the same. They stay wrapped up together, like roots that are too tightly bound, until Isabella pulls free.
I love the ocean.
She goes back inside. After a moment, Gavin squeezes his sister's hand and follows. Callista investigates the small yard of her childhood home, looking for hope, and finds only herself. She gathers her art, breathing deeply, and follows her family indoors. Lights out. End of play.